with Calvary Day coach Jackie Hamilton.
4 games, and they've changed the schedule of the games.
That game is Thursday at 7. If Beach wins, they will be playing the very next.
Welcome to another edition of Holding Court. Welcome to another edition of Holding Court, and this is our postseason edition of Holding Court. Today we're going to discuss our all-city basketball team.
Yes.
And Rich, you had the girls this year.
I sure did.
Tell me a little bit about what went into the decision of picking your all.
Well, the way I sort of approach these is I sort of use the regular season to sort of, determine, the nominees, who's really sort of separated themselves and with their regular season play. But you can't just pick one player off of the regular season because there's so many different variables. And then the postseason comes along, and that really is a huge determining factor. And when you have a team that goes to the state championship, it pretty well sets in stone who your player of the year and coach of the year are going to be. And so in this case, when Savannah Christian made it to the state championship and nobody else made it beyond the quarterfinal, I think that makes a pretty strong case for Kelly Reed as player of the year and her coach Toy Bird as coach of the year. Both did a fantastic job leading the Raiders to the state championship game.
The one thing about, I guess, a player leading her team to the state championship game is every week they're going against a good team. So
absolutely,
if they played that well going into and taking their team to the championship game, it shows how good a player they are.
Absolutely, and Kelly Reed is a very, very strong force in the post for the Raiders. She's a left-hander, so that sometimes throws off defenders a little bit, going the opposite way than from what they're used to sometimes. Very good mid-range shot. She can spot up and nail the jumper. She's strong in the post. And she moves well for a big girl. I mean, she doesn't have to handle the ball a lot on that team, but she's not afraid to handle the ball. She's good defensively. She's an all-around strong player, and only a junior, so she's only going to improve as she goes along. This year, she averaged 16.7 points per game. And as a big girl in the post, she's going to go to the foul line a lot. And she was just as deadly there. She shot over 80% from the free throw line, 83.2% to be exact.
A big girl that can shoot from the free throw line. Those are two good things.
Absolutely, and averaged almost 9 rebounds a game. So that goes to show just how strong she was in the post.
Anybody looking at her right now?
Oh, she's getting a lot of looks. But the thing about Kelly Reed is she's also incredibly bright. I know she's got Stanford and Princeton, among others, looking at her. So she is really going to have to decide, does she want to go academics first, basketball? Can she, do a combination of the two? And like I said, she's only a junior, so she's still going to develop, and she might turn into a premier Division I prospect. Wow. So it's going to be all up to her. I mean, she's a gym rat. She's going to work out a lot, and it's going to be very fun to see where she goes in the next year or so.
And we saw she had a chance to play in the juniors game, in the All-Star game, the North-South Georgia Athletic Coaches.
She sure did. She scored 7 points. And actually, it was funny. After the game, I talked to her. She said, "My free throws were horrible." We talk about 83% free throw shooter. She went like 1 for 7 during the All-Star game. But that really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. She had a nice game playing against the best in the state. She scored, I think, 7 or 8 points in that game. Did some nice things. So coaches around the state, they know all about Kelly Reed, and her profile is only going to expand from here on out. But playing in the All-Star game, no doubt a great experience for her.
Well, take me through the first team here.
First team, certainly in the running for player of the year all year was Sunny Kennedy at Calvary Day, perhaps the area's top point guard. I mean, she's an excellent passer, sees the floor very well, and she can get the ball where it needs to go. She averaged nearly 6 assists per game, along with scoring 14 points a game. So she really was the engine to the Cavaliers' offense, and has been for the last couple of years, really. She shot 48% from the field, 35% from behind the three-point line. So not just a point guard who passes, but she can also score when she wants to. Another girl who is all about scoring was Olivia Melvin from Bryan County. She transferred in before the year from Southeast Bullock and really gave the Redskins what they really need, and that was a legitimate scoring threat. Even had she not come onto the scene, Bryan County would have been an improved team. Mario Mincy's a good coach who preaches an aggressive defense, and he's got the girls who are willing to do that. But aside from Olivia Melvin, they aren't pure scores, and that's exactly what she is.
And they improved to 19 wins this season.
Yes.
From where'd they go?
19-8, and I mean, you could count their wins on one hand from the previous couple of years. So it's just a fantastic turnaround season for Bryan County, and Olivia Melvin led the way. 19 points a game, 3 steals, 2 assists, and the most impressive thing for me, she shot 47% from the field, 59% from behind the three-point line. 59% from behind the three-point line. She was 35 of 59, and if I'm Mario Mincy, I'm telling her, shoot more.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, exactly right. Another terrific three-point shooter in the area is Adrian Phillips, Kelly Reed's teammate on Savannah Christian. Just dynamite from behind the three-point line, shot 35%. And you leave this girl open behind the three-point line, she's going to knock it down. We talked about her a lot throughout the season. Obviously a driving force for Christian making it to the championship game. A couple players from outside Savannah I had to put on this team, one of whom is Tyler Carlson from Richmond Hill. I think maybe she's flown under the radar a little bit for most high school basketball fans because she's not in Savannah and she plays in Region 3 AAA, where she doesn't play a lot of the local teams very often. But she is just a dynamic player. She ends her career as Richmond Hill's all-time leading scorer with over 1,500 points in her career. She averaged this year 17 points a game, 4 assists, 2 steals. She is a fantastic all-around player. I feel she could have certainly played in the GACA All-Star game. I'm not going to necessarily say she was a snub because all the players in that game are fantastic, but had she gone to that game, she certainly would have fit right in with the girls on that court. Just a tremendous player. Really has been the heartbeat of Richmond Hill basketball. Even though her first couple of years they struggled a little bit, the last couple of years they've really come on, made the playoffs the last couple of years, and Tyler Carlson is just a huge driving factor for the Wildcats. And also the final spot on the first team, Sheandre Lee from Bradwell Institute, just a dynamite season, averaged nearly 20 points a game, 19.6, nearly 10 rebounds, led Bradwell to a 29-2 record, a berth in the state quarterfinals once again. Big girl, about 6 feet tall, but she can also handle the ball. She runs the floor very well. She's got a jumper, all-around quality player, and Bradwell's definitely going to miss her next year.
And the Coach of the Year, Rich?
Toy Bird, Savannah Christian. Obviously, anytime a team gets to the state championship game, the coach is a big part of that. And I thought the most impressive aspect of the job Toy did this year was towards the mid to late part of the regular season. Savannah Christian began to stumble a little bit. They had lost 3 times to Calvary Day, their rivals, and that upset them. They were beaten by Bryan County, who, while improved, wasn't as deep, wasn't as athletic as Savannah Christian. It's not a game Savannah Christian should have lost. So they were really sort of backing into the region tournament, and she got the team back together. They got over that, and they put together a nice region tournament, finished 3rd in the region, and then just got on a roll in the state playoffs, facing quality team after quality team. They went on the road and got the job done, and a lot of the credit has to go to Toy Bird for putting her players in the right mental frame to pull off a remarkable run in the state playoffs. That is all for this season's edition of Holding Court. Thanks so much for watching all year. It's been a fantastic season all the way around. We enjoyed covering it. We appreciate your feedback. For the final time this year, for Don Heath, I'm Rich McGowan. Thanks a lot.